In this video, we're going to talk about the wildebeest. The heavy engine behind Africa's Great Migration, this incredible journey that literally shapes an entire ecosystem. So, what makes this wild beast so special? Well, let's find out. Yep, if you guessed the wild beast, you nailed it. This animal, also known as the gnu, is the undisputed star of one of the greatest shows on Earth. I mean, it's a true icon of the African savanna, and it shapes the very world it moves through. Alright, so let's get right into it. What exactly is a wild beast? We're going to start with its name, because honestly, the story behind it gives you the perfect first impression of this amazing animal. So, the name literally means wild beast. How cool is that? Early Dutch settlers took one look at their shaggy, kind of untamed appearance, and, well, the name stuck. And even though they look a bit like a wild ox, they're actually a type of large antelope. So, scientifically, they're mammals, and they belong to the same family of cattle, goats, and even sheep. Who knew? And what's really interesting is that we're not just talking about one type of wildebeest. Nope, there are two totally distinct species. As you can see here, you've got the blue wildebeest. It's the larger one with that dark gray coat and horns that curve out to the side. And then you have the black wildebeest. It's smaller, as that really distinctive white tail, and its horns curve forward. Pretty easy to tell apart when you see them side by side, right? So, a big question is just how many wildebeests are out there, and where on Earth can you actually find them? Well, let me tell you, the sheer scale of their population it's just staggering. Get this, the blue wildebeest population is sitting at around 1.5 million. That is a massive number, making them one of the most abundant large mammals in all of Africa. Now, the black wildebeest, their numbers are much smaller, but they're holding steady at around 18,000. Yeah, if you're hoping to see one in the wild, you've got to book a ticket to Africa. They are found exclusively on that continent. You'll find them roaming the vast grasslands and savannas all across eastern and southern Africa. We're talking places like Tanzania, Kenya, South Africa, and more. Okay, so now let's get into the nitty-gritty of their daily lives. What do they eat, how long do they live, and how do they handle things like finding a mate and raising their young? Let's take a look. So, on average, a wildebeest lives for about 20 years in the wild, which is pretty good, but some have been known to live up to 40 years old. That's incredible. When it comes to food, they're strictly herbivores. They just love grazing on short, sweet grasses. And for the moms out there, after a pregnancy of about 8.5 months, a female gives birth to just a single calf. Alright, now the mating season, also called the rut, is a really intense time. The males, or bulls, set up these small, temporary territories, and to attract the females, they make these super loud, croaking grunts. They actually sound a lot like frogs. It's kind of funny. But the whole season is really short and perfectly timed. And this is a genius survival strategy, because it means almost all the calves are born within the same few weeks, totally overwhelming predators with just sheer numbers. For a wildebeest, it's all about survival in numbers. I mean, their entire existence depends on the power of the herd. It's their social structure, their surprising speed, and even their relationships with other animals that help keep them safe on the savanna. So you see these wildebeest in massive herds, right? But it is not just a chaotic crowd. They actually use something called swarm intelligence. Think of it like a kind of collective brain power. The whole group makes these really complex decisions together, like where's the best grass, or which spot is the safest to cross a crocodile-filled river, and they do it all without one single leader telling everyone what to do. It's amazing. And don't let their kinda clumsy, front-heady look fool you. When they need to escape, they are seriously fast. A wildebeest can hit a top speed of 80 kilometers per hour. That's an incredible burst of speed that's often more than enough to leave many of their predators in the dust. So, you're probably wondering, if there's no single chief, then who's in charge? Well, it's a bit complicated. During mating season, it's the dominant males who are in charge, but only of their own little patch of land. But during that epic migration, it's a different story. It's thought that the older, more experienced wildebeest are the ones who guide the way, maybe by sensing rainfall from miles and miles away. Their social world is a fascinating mix of friends and enemies. On the enemies list, you've got the usual suspects: lions, hyenas, crocodiles, a tough crowd. But they also have allies. They'll often team up with zebras because, hey, more eyes and ears means better security. And they're smart enough to listen for the alarm calls of baboons, using them like a built-in early warning system. Okay, to wrap things up, I've got 5 wild facts for you. And trust me, these are going to make you see the wildebeest as even more remarkable than you already do. Alright, fact number 1. During the peak of calving season, up to 8,000 babies are born every single day. It's a survival strategy called predator swamping. Just overwhelm them with numbers. Number 2, a migrating herd can stretch for up to 40 kilometers. Can you even imagine a line of animals that long? Fact 3, you know their other name, Gru? It isn't just a funny sound, it most likely comes from the Hoiko language of southern Africa. Number 4 is a mind blower. In the Serengeti, the wildebeest herds eat over 4,000 tons of grass every day. Wow. And finally, number 5. Scientists found a prehistoric cousin that had this really strange trumpet-like nose. They think it used it to make these super low, booming calls. How weird is that? So here's the really crucial takeaway. While their numbers are strong right now, the Great Migration itself, well, it's not guaranteed forever. Those ancient half-lives they've used for thousands of years are under threat from things like fences and human development. And that leaves us with a really important question to think about. What does the future hold for this incredible spectacle of nature? Alright, that is it for this video, everyone. Thank you for watching. Please make sure you're subscribed to our YouTube channel, and I'll see you in the next video.